Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I said welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Praino. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Hawaii, Joey. Right. No chill, Praino.
Joey, very chill, brah. Praino. What's up, bro?
So weird. Like, I have to set up Christmas lights. It's winter. I'm dealing with this awful cold, and you are in Hawaii.
Well, you'll be happy to know my nephew was upstairs. They were supposed to go to the Disney resort for the night. They're trying to reschedule that because he's sick. My girlfriend was sick on her way here. The sickness is just everywhere. So yeah, no, even in Hawaii, bro.
I didn't know it reached the islands.
Well, I think, the Hawaiians are probably going to be upset. We probably brought it here.
100%.
We were like, we were like Americans coming over and giving the natives smallpox. Like, yeah, we arrived with the mainland flu.
100%.
Yep.
So, when'd you get in? Monday,
full travel day. I mean, it's a 6-hour flight. You're 2 hours behind here. We got here. Everybody was in bed here at 7:45, 8 o'clock. Honestly, we've been in bed. I think last night was the latest I went to bed, and it was still before 10. You talk about like when we lived in California, it's like, oh, it's an earlier vibe here. You can go to bed. You can go to the beach in the morning. You can go exercise. Like I always say my hours don't change from New York to LA. Like in LA, I go to bed at midnight. In New York, I go to bed at 3 a.m. Here, it doesn't change even more. Like, dude, I'm in bed at 9.
Did you shave before the trip or when you got to Hawaii?
I did. I shaved before the trip. I shaved on my way. Well, not on my way, not on the flight, but the day before I left. Just thought, it's been 3+ years, I think, since I went clean shaved. And I was like, oh, freshen up, get some sun on my face while I'm in Hawaii to start the process all over. I talked about how I went gray a few years ago because of my psychotic ex-girlfriend putting me through stress. I was like, maybe if I go down to the roots and I come out here and get sun on it, maybe I can reverse the curse. Maybe I can get a little dark hair back. I don't think that's how it works, but we're going to try it.
Yeah, I don't think it.
And now, because I have the only light above me, the only light here on this lanai, which is Hawaiian for patio, by the way, is right above me. I'm casting a shadow just from my nose down. So now I look like Hitler.
Well,
we are in the Hawaii.
I feel like there's a comedy sketch there. Hitler tours Hawaii. Hitler surfs.
Hang 10 Hitler.
Hang 10 Hitler. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Hitler hangs 10, and it's like he's hanging 10 on a surfboard, and then there's 10 Jews hanging behind him. Horrible. It's like something out of a Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah.
You heard what Hitler's up to? He's making surf movies in Hawaii. This guy's out of control. We got to kill him.
First we make the Mai Tais, then we kill the Jews.
Then we get the barrels.
I actually think it'd be hilarious. It sounds like a South Park episode.
Yeah.
The end of Hawaii, and there's Hitler.
Kanye right now is like, I'll bankroll it, baby.
So how much longer are you there?
Till Monday.
You're not going to want to leave.
I already kind of don't want to leave. I said to my girlfriend, I was like, if we hadn't just moved into a new place that I was like very, very excited about, I would not want to go home. But the only reason I want to go home is just like stoked about our new place, stoked about our new setup. You know, it'll be nice to get back with like a vacation recharge and like start fresh in a new spot.
So what's that flight? Is that basically LA to New York?
Basically, yeah. It's like 6 hours. We're getting a little drizzle out here on the Lanai.
So yeah, it rains a lot, right?
Yeah, rains a lot. But it's gorgeous out here, dude. It's unbelievable. Surfing yesterday, like surfing the last 2 days, gonna play golf today. Rain. If the rain holds off, it's just, I mean, fresh pineapple. I've eaten so much tuna. Like, I can't tell you how much tuna I've eaten. First day, went and got a tuna sandwich while I was waiting for my sister to land. Went to the Food Land here, a little supermarket on the North Shore, just like pounds of poke. Had tuna katsu the other day. Spam musubi. Like, dude, it's nonstop. Just rice and fish and spam.
Is everybody happy there?
Pretty happy, yeah. There's a lot of meth.
Really?
A lot of meth. I mean, downtown Honolulu is kind of sketch.
Interesting.
But the North Shore is a whole other. The North Shore is a whole other vibe. It's like I can't even think of the equivalent. Like, I would say the equivalent of California. It's kind of like if the PCH was its own whole thing, but cut the PCH down by size to like a quarter. Like the houses are a quarter as big, the road is a quarter as wide, like the room on either side of the street is about as quarter. Like it's just one street with houses on the beach side and then like a couple of houses on the other side. So small.
So what's that surf like versus California?
Bro, it's not even like we were driving out. First of all, you drive by, if you're a surfer, if anybody out there is a surfer, or listen to the Kooks of Comedy, like on the drive out, Turtle Bay is at like the north, I guess that would be northeast-ish side of the island. But you come straight up the middle and then you start going toward it. So you pass every spot on the North Shore. The when you take the street, the highway or whatever, right up the middle of the island, you hit the North Shore, and then you pass every famous surf spot, Waimea Bay, Sunset, Pipeline. Like you pass them all on the way to Turtle Bay. And my brother-in-law who used to live out here was like, that's this. And I was like, there's nobody out there. And he's like, dude, there's a lot of people out there. And I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like compared to like yesterday on the North Shore, waves better than you get in California most any day. There was less people on the entire North Shore than there would be at Malibu. Like you go, if there's 3-foot peelers at Malibu, there's 500 people out.
Yeah.
And here there's like 10 people at every spot, 12 people at every spot. I surfed yesterday with a bunch of guys. Like it's like my brother-in-law's family. They're like local friends. I was like, you don't know a better feeling until you're sitting in the lineup and a bunch of local Hawaiians just are yelling your name and telling you to go on a wave. Some Hawaiian guy, Ed, is like, Joey, go, Joey, go. I was like, all right, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's interesting that it's way less congested. But are like the waves more intense?
Yeah, because it's all reef breaks.
So you gotta be more careful.
Yeah, but because underneath is razor sharp reef.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, way more intense. But it hasn't been big since we've been here. It's been like totally reasonably sized, which is good. But also, I kind of want to get it big. I kind of want to charge.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Joey up, what is it, 5 hours earlier?
Bro, that's the thing, man. We've been getting up every day at 6:30, going to bed every day at 9. So I was like, you want to go a half hour earlier than we usually go when I'm in California, 2 hours later?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like a good trip. We got
and let me say, I only caught a few minutes the other day. I got the live notification. I caught a few minutes of you and Maddie. You'll have to reveal if at some point in the 2 hours he started beef with me that I don't know about. No one's tagged me in anything.
No, he didn't say
okay,
a word.
Good. So now that I know that, thank you to Matty Goldberg for filling in. I only heard a couple minutes, but he came in hot with some yes, and it seemed like the reviews just a change of pace. Like it felt like a lot of the dirtballs were just happy to hear Matty again.
Yeah, it was very well received. We probably did 45 minutes. Matty came prepared with his top 8 dirty sports moments
Wow.
to honor the 1,000th. And yeah, he had it already. And then that probably was a 45-minute segment. And it's funny hearing his version of things. And then
Matty's are probably all weird interactions with dirtballs and shit. He's like, the poop suck.
Well, I actually played a clip I've never played since it happened of Poop Sock when he was on the show. A clip that I pulled at the time where I call it his cry for help, where he's going off on me.
Yeah.
And how his life's so much better. It's like a 60-second clip. I played that, and I'd actually never really listened to it since I pulled it from 5 years ago. So we played that. It's a pretty good episode, especially for a dirtball who's been with the show for a long time. And of course, so much was dedicated to Matty's Super Bowl party. And then, of course, the 2 girls hooking up in the bathroom.
Oh, right. So funny.
Yeah.
That was the wildest night.
It was. And then, of course,
I think that was the Eagles Super Bowl, wasn't it?
It was.
Ugh. What a horrible night.
Did you hook up with that girl when you took her home?
No, absolutely not.
See, I asked that. I was like, I'm not sure if Praino did.
That was the girl who was one of the girls hooking up in the bathroom, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no.
I didn't think he did, but I was like, 5 years later, I wonder if he'll fess up to anything.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. We were laughing about that, and then of course we talk football. Look, Matty and I agree on a lot, but we don't. He's still like, we had a whole Belichick Brady thing. It's all Brady for him, and I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's a very weird. I mean, I feel like a lot of Patriots fans have gone that route because they were just so spoiled with success that this lack of success now makes them like need to have a scapegoat, or need to prop up a hero. But like, I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I was probably as guilty of this as anybody. But the idea that it was all Belichick and no Brady, that was quickly proven wrong with the Tampa Bay thing. You take a great quarterback, you plug him into a good team, he wins immediately. He didn't just like go to the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl. It's like that got proven wrong immediately. I don't necessarily think, obviously, that like the lack of success since Brady really proves anything about Belichick, because that's happened a lot of different places when a great player leaves, of not just quarterback caliber, but a lot of different, places. But those Patriots fans, they want that so bad.
Well, it's like I told him, I said, yeah, they suck. And I was like, it's not just Patriots fans. These people acting like Belichick just suddenly, I was like, he just suddenly forgot how to coach. He just suddenly forgot how to evaluate talent. Maybe he's in a rut. And I said, I go, I think we all forgot. I was like, they might have got their ass kicked. They made the playoffs Mac Jones' rookie year.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones is looking terrible at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, they made the playoffs. So the notion that like they didn't just instantly suck.
Right. In fact, if you look at it, I saw a tweet the other day, career stats so far in their career, Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence are identical.
That's
identical. Now, the counterpoint to that is Trevor Lawrence is bad his first year. Mac Jones is the best he's been his first year.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence keeps getting better and Mac Jones keeps getting worse. But that is, proof to your point, which is, Tom Brady, as good a quarterback as he was, like we all agree that his brains were a big part of it and fitting into that system. I think Tom Brady knew, just like anybody else, this roster is about to spoil. This roster is about to turn. You can only have this run for so long before you get that wave, pulling back out to the ocean. And everybody's like, oh, Brady, they didn't want to pay him, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think we'll ever know, what really happened there. But the idea of Brady sort of being like, now's a good time to leave isn't that crazy.
Yeah. No, I know. It's like my thing is I said I really want Belichick to go to the Chargers at this point.
And what was Maddie's feeling on that?
I think he thinks he lost it. And that's what I was trying to say. I'm like, dude, you don't just lose it as a coach.
Well, and I would say the other counterpoint to that is there's not a lot of great coaching in the NFL right now. There's really not. I mean, we went through so many years where it was like guys got a longer leash and you learned to coach or you continue to improve as a coach. And I just think these days the turnover is too fast. They give up on guys so quick. And, your guy in Cincinnati is a great example. It's like he got to a Super Bowl and that probably extended his job. And he's going to become a better coach. But like, had he not gone to that Super Bowl and they had the season they're having right now, he could be gone. And then the question is, you're just starting again. Unless you have a guy out there who you lure away from some job or you like, but the idea that Bill Belichick is a worse coach than, 2/3 of the league is crazy. Like he's a top 20% of coaches, no doubt about it, just based on experience.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you want to say right now, Shanahan and Andy Reid and blah, 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 but like you can't get to 6 guys on that list or 7 guys on that list that you would just randomly trust in any game over like.
No, I agree. I think a lot of coaching isn't good. And he has the resume. To me, it's kind of absurd to think that he couldn't take a Chargers team with a naturally talented quarterback and flip that defense. And my point,
especially being a defensive guy.
And my point last episode exactly was, I said he brings a level of respect. If you're a young defensive player and Brandon Staley walks in the room versus Bill Belichick, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just as far as who you want to play for.
Think about this as simply as the Chargers are a significantly better team in the last 3 or 4 years, however long Staley's been there. Just on some terrible kicks, 4th down, like just those decisions alone, they might have a playoff win.
100%. 100%. But before we get too far into NFL, have you followed this Mark Cuban thing?
I have. Kind of a interesting, good, like very Shark Tank of him.
Which he's going to leave Shark Tank too.
Is he?
He is.
I didn't hear that. That's the saddest news I've ever heard. I'm more sad about that than I am him selling the Mavs.
So he's doing one more season of the Shark Tank.
What's going on with Mark Cuban?
Is he running for president? Is he trying to buy a baseball team? What's he doing?
Interesting. I mean, you can own a baseball team and a basketball team. You can own a baseball team. You can own a baseball team and be on Shark Tank, right?
I don't know, but he's got one more season of Shark Tank. It'll be his last, and
that's devastating. Shark Tank is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, it's a great show. The Mavs sale is interesting because he still is going to retain his executive position.
Right. He's still going to be the president of basketball operations.
Which is why he's selling it for a little cheaper price from things I've read. So he's
also only selling a majority share, right? I don't know if he fully owned it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He is selling a majority share to the Adelsons, who are the Vegas casino owners. I think it's Sands.
And then there was rumor immediately when that happened that this was going to be the Vegas move, which he immediately shut down.
Well,
why would Dallas move to Vegas?
Yeah, he also wants, gambling is not legal. Sports gambling is not legal in Texas. I don't believe. So I know they want to do. I think from things I've read that they want to build this whole complex, new arena and whole like gambling / entertainment complex and that this would be leverage if they own the Mavs.
Got it.
But I think it's I don't know. I don't think it's good for the NBA, to be honest.
That Mark Cuban is
I
out.
think it's good to have a brash.
Well, he's still he's still going to own a big part of the team. He's still going to be the president. Like, he's still going to be like if he's the president of basketball operations, he's not going to be doing that from a hotel room in some other country. Like, he's still going to be front and center with the Mavs. And I think that's a good deal. That's what makes it a kind of a great deal.
And I didn't realize through all this, I didn't realize he's 65.
Yeah. It's because he dyes the shit out of his hair.
I mean, I just thought he was way younger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's just like, to me, like I said, now it just goes to like, oh, the old head money are going to own another team.
Yeah. I don't think you'll see a lot of change. I think it feels like Mark Cuban has done like, a very Mark Cuban business deal where he gets $3.5 billion, but nothing changes with his basketball team.
Yeah.
Which is what a great deal if it works out like that, if they're like, listen, we just want to invest in this. We think you're doing such a great job in it that we'll give you a bunch of money and then you get to still keep doing what you do. There's a lot of businesses where, they get acquired and the entire staff and CEO, and they're like, we love what you've built. We just want to purchase it from you, let you keep running it the way you are. But now you don't ever have to worry about money ever again. Not that Mark Cuban did.
But obviously. It is interesting. He's doing that, and he's also leaving Shark Tank.
Yeah, it is. That is, when you add that factor onto it, which I didn't know about, that the question then becomes, what is he doing?
I mean, a lot of people keep saying the president thing.
That'd be a fucking amazing. If just like if he turned around the country just like he turned around the Mavs, and suddenly we all had PlayStations in our lockers.
Is that one of the things he did?
That was like one of the first things. He like totally changed the Mavs locker room. Everybody back in the day, I think it was PlayStation 2s.
Isn't it amazing how such a simple gesture goes such a long way?
Can a immigrant be vice president in the United States? I know they can't be president, because I'll tell you what, if Cuban Dirk was a ticket, I'd vote for them. I'd go full Joe Biden in 2020, and I'd get dead people to vote for them.
What's Dirk doing these days?
I don't know. Selling off his shit so he can be vice president.
Like, is he still in Dallas?
No, literally no clue. Probably, right? Why would you go anywhere else? Think you want to pay for meals again? Like 0% chance Dirk has to pay for a meal anywhere in Dallas, right?
No way he's paying for meals. Dude,
Dirk's agent's getting a phone call right now. What do you want me to be in? It's called Hitler Hangs 10. We think you would be the perfect foil.
I've had this thing sitting on the rundown forever. We're talking NBA and money. Have you seen this thing? Have you seen this thing sitting on there?
No, I haven't, but
it's been sitting on there.
I love when Andy puts something on the rundown and it sits there forever. There was some shit on the rundown that you finally like took off eventually. Is Team Rap Song still on the rundown?
It's still on the rundown.
We're coming all the way around to next year with that one.
This one is
we should have a rule that if something's on the rundown for exactly 1 year, you have to talk about it no matter what.
Well, you know why? I just put it there for like an idea so I don't forget it.
Right.
It's not like we're gonna have to talk about this, but like that would be like a premise of a segment.
Right.
But I've had this one on for 2 weeks. This is actually kind of wild, and it didn't really gain any traction, which I was like, this didn't really get picked up, which is interesting to me. The headline is...
Can you hear Hawaii 5-0 coming by?
I can. Former NBA players Glenn Davis...
Oh, I did see this.
Why do they call him William Bynum? Isn't it Andrew Bynum? Did he change his name? convicted of in a scheme to defraud players' health plan. So a couple weeks ago,
No, there was also a Will Bynum.
different than Andrew Bynum.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I was like Andrew Bynum made a lot of money.
Big Baby made a lot of money.
He didn't make not nearly as much, but regardless, they were convicted on conspiracy charges making claims of dental and medical procedures that never occurred. There was more than 20. There's more than 20 former NBA players.
Somehow I feel like
NBA
my brother was involved in this scheme.
So Davis and Bynum were accused of stealing $2.5 million through fraudulent medical and dental claims.
It's crazy.
Isn't it nuts?
Hey, just send me a check and reimburse me. I paid out of pocket. Like, how did they think that this was going to work?
I mean, so what do you think? What do you think? Big Baby played 8 seasons.
I mean, he made at least $5 million a year on average. I bet he made $56 million in the NBA.
I'm gonna guess 30. No, he didn't make as much as you thought. He made way less than you thought. Yeah, I was way closer. $33.175 million.
Wow.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
By the way, Big Baby these days in the NBA is a $10 million player.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I just love that like these guys didn't think they were going to get caught.
Yeah. It's a bad scheme. Hey, I got an MRI. Here's a receipt. Oh, sure. We'll just send you a check for $40,000, I guess.
Oh,
I put it on my credit card. Is that not how you do it?
Everybody's commenting on you without facial hair on YouTube. I mean, it's like a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got a beard coming back. But
I know it's amazing.
I'm gonna keep it fresh for a little bit. And then, mustache will be back before you guys know it. It's not like the mustache is gone forever. The mustache is my thing, It's just, we just need it. We're moving into a new house. We had a Hawaiian vacation. Just felt like a good time for a shedding of my skin, if you will, like a snake.
You can have that stash in New Orleans?
I'll probably have a beard in New Orleans. Safe to say.
Guys, we're about 2 weeks away. So
I know, it's crazy. I was just telling my girlfriend too, because I was like, you know what? If we weren't going back to our new house, I would be like, let's just stay in Hawaii forever. And I was like, man, the rest of my year is like, go back to California. I basically got a week and a half. And then I get on a flight to New Orleans. And I was just like, it's going to be wild. Like, that's really like, that's it. That's the end of my 2023. What year are we in? 2023. That's the end of my 2023. That's like the going out party. 2023 ends with a bang. And then I'll just hibernate through the holidays, come into 2024 fresh. The brand new mustache. Let's go. But goddamn, am I excited for New Orleans.
Well, if you're on the fence, get your tickets. Come out. It's going to be a whole thing. Live podcast, 2 live comedy shows, December 16th.
We got Dirtball HQ, Andy, Randy, other Andy, Pete Sestaro. The Dirty Sports All-Stars comedy show, the podcast.
It's going to be a white comic bonanza.
It's going to be a white comic bonanza. It's going to be Def Comedy Jam, but it's DEAF because everybody's an old white guy who can't hear anymore. It's what? Welcome to the Def Comedy Jam. It's what?
What time is that game?
I'm assuming I think it's a 1:00 local start. So, actually, you know what? I think it's a noon local start because they're an hour behind.
And we have tickets for that. CT got tickets.
CT got tickets. I think we're all up in like the 600 levels, which will be great. We'll be right there by the black roof of the Superdome. It's going to be a party in there. There'll probably be people dressed as full-on Saints in our section. I haven't decided what I'm rocking to the game yet, but I'm thinking, I mean, it is only a week from Christmas. I might go Giants Christmas sweater.
Saints are so bad to watch, man. They're on my list.
It feels like it'll be Jameis by then, huh?
I think so.
Jameis, DeVito, the battle of the backups.
Maddie's obsessed with DeVito, by the way.
It's hilarious.
He's obsessed that he's like that he's a Jersey Italian kid, and the whole thing with his family was pretty funny. And Maddie's like, he's doing the Italian thing. Like, Maddie's like, it's great. And look at the tailgate, his family, it's amazing.
Thanks for the support, Maddie. We appreciate it. I wish we were losing fucking games.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think Jameis will probably be playing. Did you see him rapping on the sideline to Derek Carr?
Yeah. I mean, the guy he's the king of cringe. He is the king of cringe.
Look, I'm not trying to like sit on a moral soapbox here, but like the fact that everybody's like, he's so great. I'm like, dude's like a multi-time rapist. Again, I'm not trying to like.
I love you're like, I'm not trying to sit on a moral soapbox, but like, I don't like rapists.
Well, but I mean, it's like, oh, he's so funny. Like, dude, you're accused of rape multiple
But also,
times.
I have a buddy who used to watch. We used to like back in the day when there was only local. It was way harder to get the Sunday ticket or whatever. We would just watch my apartment in Brooklyn. We watched Jets Giants games every Sunday because both games were on local. And there was a time where Chad Pennington was out hurt. The guy was kind of injury prone. It was always a shoulder or whatever. And he would always say to my buddy, he goes, Chad Pennington goes out of his way when he's on the sidelines to like look like he's like being a good starting quarterback who's hurt. He was always like in guys' faces and be like, yeah, you want to do this. And it was like always like animated for the camera. Like you can't just be over there. Hey, when the guy runs an in, you want to hit him on that, you want to hit him early as he's out of the break. It was always like, when he's coming on the in, you got to hit him right at the thing. And he was like, he's so acting for the camera because he wants everybody to think like, oh, that's our starter right there. And he cares. Jameis is that on steroids that has been put through like a nuclear thing. Like there's never been a guy who hams for the camera more than that guy. It's like, he's such a good teammate. No, he's not. He's an attention whore.
100% attention whore. Dude, you're a child.
He high fives everybody coming to the locker room. That's annoying. Leave me alone, bro.
Well, I think obviously he's aware, his whole team, which is probably Ethan is part of that. It's like the team is aware, like this is now a thing.
Yeah, be the good teammate.
But also like everybody loves it, and that's why I brought that up. Like everybody's like, it's so fucking great. Like I went at a couple of my buddies. They sent one of those earlier in the year, and I said the same thing on like a college group text. I was like, guys, he's a rapist.
Yeah.
Like, I just wrote like,
get out here, you rapist.
It's like, yeah, like I don't find it funny. Like he's a multiple time rapist. If you sent me a Ray Lewis,
he's a one-time rapist, but multiple time sexual assaulter, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. If you sent me a Ray Lewis
tomato, potato.
You sent me a Ray Lewis thing. I said dancing. I do the same thing. I go, cool. This guy's a 2-time murderer.
Yeah,
or somehow connected to murder. Like it's just so funny. Like, David's is so funny. He's not funny. He's an asshole, and he's a shitty quarterback. But I do hope that he's starting when we go down there.
I do too. I was there the last time. He started the last game I went to. Giants won. Let's go.
I wonder where he is though after New Orleans. Like if he has a spot somewhere.
Who knows?
because
it feels like New Orleans might feels like they like him.
Well, it's funny you say
which
that
is weird because they refused to put him in.
This year, look how much, how many injuries we've had. Look how much turnover we've had at the quarterback position. He was never mentioned.
Yeah.
Like Joe Flacco might start for the Browns this week.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco just walked off the street.
And I mean, you look at Josh Dobbs getting traded. You look at no one was like, yep, we'll take Jameis.
No one.
No one was like, we'll trade for Jameis.
And I don't think anybody wants to deal with that, as the backup. Like they don't want to deal with that childlike attention whore as a backup. I'd laugh my ass off if somebody just punched him on his own sideline one time. He's doing all that shit and somebody just clocked him. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
That's what he needs. You know how it is with older siblings when you're out of line, you just get whacked.
You're just annoying somebody and then they just face smash you. They're just like, get out the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, we all need that sometimes in our life.
Yeah.
We all need to just get whooped. You following this Josh
I know what
Giddey
you're
thing?
saying next. I am I'm following it through memes. I'm following it through. I saw it break on TikTok where people were showing the Snapchat. So here's my question for you, because it seems like you have. I mean, it's been a couple episodes since this has been a thing, and you're just now. So I'm assuming you did some research on it. Here's my question for you, because I only essentially know it through the memes. He put up a Snapchat, or the girl put up a Snapchat, and basically said, just had sex with Josh Giddey, right? Yeah. How old is this girl? Do we know how old she is?
Well, no, I don't. I've tried it. I'm not finding.
That's the thing is everybody's acting like she's a clearly 10. And I'm like, she looks like every single girl on TikTok.
Well, I've seen everything from 15 to 17.
Which is a huge difference because it was in California, right?
Yeah, the Orange County Police Department is investigating right now.
And her family is not cooperating.
Correct.
I think the age of consent is 16? I don't know, though.
There's not much out there right now. There really
Everybody immediately was like, well, he's done. He had sex with a kid. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not defending him, by the way. You're in the NBA. You probably shouldn't be having sex with questionably aged women.
Yeah.
But the law is the law, But I guess if her family's not cooperating, she must be underage, because there's no cooperation needed if they're like, how old's your daughter? And they're like 18. They're like, okay, well, there's nothing really we can do here. You can't go to jail for having sex with an 18-year-old.
Let's look it up.
But then also, where is NBA star Josh Giddey meeting a teenage girl? That, then it becomes a whole. That's probably why they're not cooperating, right? She was out at a bar, or she was out at a club, or she was out at whatever. Because you know what? I'll tell you the truth. Andy,
it's 18, man.
Is it?
Wow. In the state of California. Yeah.
The other day, I was so desperate to find details. The other day, I went to BSO. I was like, what's my boy BSO got to say about this? He had no insight. I don't know if he's changed that since, but.
Well, I watched, an interview, and he's just like, yeah, I can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
It was just so casual. This is the one yesterday, and then they bring it up again, and he's like, yeah, I just can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a possible minor. You seem pretty.
He's Australian. He's pretty no worries about it.
Oh, 100%. It's
you want to talk about it? He's like, ner.
You're being pretty cavalier about this, man, considering we're talking about a possible minor. I mean, obviously, everybody was posting the stat card, 15 points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists, 15-year-old. But you're right. There's all this is jokes and memes.
Oh, no.
Which I didn't know. What I learned was a thing, and I could not stop laughing. last night. Speaking of memes and jokes, is there like a Henry Kissinger joke thing?
What do you mean?
Bro, when he died, the amount of funny tweets. I was just
Well,
sitting in bed.
I think what it was is this is one of those guys that like, you know, they've had the memes waiting. This dude made it to 100, and he's like, he's one of the most evil people of the modern era.
I know, but it was like, it wasn't even the memes. It was the jokes were hilarious, and they were just like, all of them kind of centered around like you should make fun of somebody after they die, and then they would make fun of him within that joke. Does that make sense? And it was like, I was looking at him and I was cracking up, and I was like, is this a thing? Apparently it is. But there were so many. And I was like laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. I'm trying to pull some up, of course. It's just not working. Yeah, I was like, these are funny. Okay, whatever.
The Henry Kissinger meme pull.
Again, it's not even, it wasn't even memes. It was like I mean, it's just ridiculous. You'll have to fucking check them out.
Okay.
I got nothing else on it.
Okay.
I got nothing else on it. I do see a comment. We need to have Ryan, the hockey correspondent, to bring us up to speed on the Corey Perry banging Connor Bedard's mom.
I did see this.
What?
This seems like one of those, you know, it seems one of those stories. But I think what we should do is before we talk about it, Andy, we should just put the hockey puck signal out to our hockey correspondent, Ryan, and give him a couple days for this story to continue to unfold. But apparently there's a rumor that an older hockey guy in his late 30s, longtime vet, banged Connor Bedard, who's like, you know, the next big thing's mom. But we should let Ryan get all the facts together and put them with what's going on in the hockey season so far and ride that train into the next episode.
Does Black Sports Online cover hockey?
No, he doesn't. He's like, from the world of hockey. Josh Giddey once ice skated and banged a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I would like to get an update on this story, Ryan. If you could chime in and maybe give us a little hockey update. And while you're at it, you know, Christmas is around the corner. Can you send me a kid's train set? I really love that. Really love that to put in my basement. My kid might love it more, but I might actually really enjoy it. Dude, kids are crazy. You know what she's obsessed with now?
Did you have a train set when you were a kid? Did your dad do like the?
No, I didn't.
No. My dad and my younger brother were really into it. We had a pool table. My dad's an insane person when it comes to like shit like that. So we had a pool table in the basement. And then one year, all of a sudden we went down there and he had cut and like polished and whatever, like a wood cover for the pool table. So a piece of wood that could go on top of the pool table. And then we're like, okay. And then all of a sudden he starts making like a train world on top of the wood so that like this train can be put on and off the pool table. And like him and my brother, like, you know, this train went around and there was like lakes and trees and the station and the post office. It built a city. I was like, all right, the autism is strong with you two. He's like, this is where Miss Nelson will go for her milk. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Was that your older or younger brother?
My younger brother, Mikey.
I can totally see that. Well, dude, my girl right now is obsessed with watching me vacuum.
Oh, that's fun.
Like,
maybe she'll help with housework soon.
I know, but
pull
like,
your weight, kid.
I mean, like you would think anywhere I go, just would sit there and like Did you think I'm doing a comedy show? Just locked in. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. Just like watch Dad vacuum. Or her
You
other
think you were
new
doing a comedy show because she boos you the whole time while you do it.
Yeah, well, there's that too. All right. We got, what are we up to? Week 13 in the NFL?
We
Something
are.
like that?
By the way, can I talk about some yesterday or last week? Huge week for me. Not with us, but I tons of gambling wins, including I won Randy, my manager's confidence pool. Couple huge moments in that. One, I picked the Packers to beat the Lions. Because I still don't believe in the Lions. The whole thing would have been wrapped up before the Sunday night games even occurred had the Bills beaten the Eagles. That debacle of a blown upset. But then, so what happened in the Confidence Bowl, I just want to talk about this. I specifically want to point this out. Because the Eagles came back and won, I didn't get those points. And now suddenly it was between me and another person on Monday night. So I flipped my pick from Minnesota to the Bears. So if the Bears won, I won. If Minnesota won, they won. I flipped my pick to the Bears. And thankfully, Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell, was unable to get his team 2 touchdowns in the entire game. And he lost to the goddamn Chicago Bears. And in addition,
what do you got against Kevin O'Connell?
Nothing now, like nothing until I was told that like I didn't respect him enough, even though I had never mentioned him on our show ever. A psycho Minnesota Vikings fan was like, "Give Kevin O'Connell the respect he deserves." I was like, I didn't know. Is the respect that he deserves me mentioning him one time in the show? I've never made an opinion of him one way or the other. But then I was told, how dare I not talk about Kevin O'Connell on this show? He should have been Coach of the Year last year, even though he didn't get a single vote. So I've been watching them a little bit more closely. And thankfully, offensive genius Kevin O'Connell was able to muster up exactly 1 touchdown against the Bears and lose a game where the Bears did not score a TD. Sealing the victory and just being a bonus on top of an otherwise already dominant gambling weekend for me. So I'm feeling great right now when it comes to my NFL gambling. Took was really treading water during the start of the year. No real horrible weeks, but really treading water. A couple winning weeks, couple losing weeks. Big, huge week 12. Shout out to the Packers. Shout out to the Bills. Shout out to Kevin O'Connell's lack of offensive genius.
Well, that Josh Dobbs run was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. I guess he's not him anymore. I guess he's not the space cowboy. I guess he's not big cock Josh.
He's got that he's got that Astro cock.
He still is big cock Josh because with his lack of hair, his alopecia, he does look like a giant cock.
Oh. That's true. That's very true. Well, I think you gained a point on me. I think we're 3. I don't think I'm leading you by 3 at this point. Yeah, I missed some games that I would have liked. I thought I didn't cover the Bills game, and then I remembered in one of my gambling polls I did because they don't kick that extra point.
Right, exactly.
I was bummed. I was like, fuck, I didn't cover now. And then I was like, oh yeah, wait, I still did.
Yep. That was a huge one for me too.
Which the Bills, by the way, is just, I don't know, man.
They had that game. That would have been a season changing game for them.
Yeah, I agree. Does Miller Lite make its way down to Hawaii?
I had a Miller Lite yesterday. So I'm staying at Turtle Bay, which is the only hotel, I believe, on the North Shore. I'm not in the hotel because the hotel is wildly expensive. but I am in the condos here, and there's a little cafe at the golf course here called Lele's, and we went to Lele's yesterday and had lunch. And I said, "Any chance you guys have Miller Lite?" He's like, "Right away, sir." All of a sudden, I was having a Miller Lite with my delicious sandwich. And now I play 9 holes of golf today at the course, rain pending. And I'm assuming if the golf restaurant has Miller Lite, that the golf course has Miller Lite. And Andy, I'm not really sure I'm prepared emotionally to enjoy something as much as I could enjoy Hawaiian golf with a Miller Lite. Like, I'm really not emotionally prepared for that. Like that will be a joy like I've never known before.
Well, get prepared. And then enjoy some Miller Lite while you're watching the games this weekend, whether you're in Hawaii, Minnesota, Cincinnati, California. I don't really care, guys. Make Miller Lite your beer the rest of the season. Bring it home these last 6 weeks. Then we got the playoffs. Make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door. Visit MillerLite.com/dirty sports. Or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Okay, so we got a Thursday night game tonight with the Hawks and Cowboys starting at 8:15. I will be doing another guest appearance on Justin in the Jungle.
Wow.
During that.
Now, who do the Bengals have this week?
Monday night at Jacksonville.
So it's a Monday night game. He's got to pull in the big guns. Got Andy Ruther coming back on.
Well, he loves. I've been feeding him tons of Zach Taylor stats, and he's just like, he's just loving it. Bengals fans are in they're in like a civil war on Zach Taylor. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And
well, listen, here's something about Zach Taylor, which is you win a bunch of games with Jake Browning. That really, shows your personal stock a little bit more. But so far, not good.
Yeah, well, I'm leaning harder than I ever have into that he's. In fact, I'll say this: like, I don't know a single coach in the NFL outside of him who got a job from being a quarterback's coach. Like, it's laughable at this point.
Ben McAdoo.
Was he?
Yeah. He was Aaron Rodgers' quarterback's coach.
So proving my point.
Yeah.
Proving my point.
Absolutely.
Proving my point.
I think Bill O'Brien might have gotten a job from being Tom Brady's quarterback's coach. Proving your point.
But even Bill O'Brien was Penn State's head coach, at least.
Right. That's right. Right.
The stat I gave Justin today, which he's like, dude,
Zach Taylor didn't even go win 7 games in college.
Yeah. No, the stat I gave Justin today, he was loving. I guess he was in a group chat with his buddies who are like all diehard Bengals fans. I said when Zach Taylor was the offensive coordinator in 2016 for University of Cincinnati, out of 128 Division I schools, their offense ranked 120th points per game.
Wow.
So, I mean, I was like, this was his last OC job, and then he went back to being like quarterbacks, receivers coach, all that NFL shit. I'm like, I'm just saying, like, the writing was on the wall. But anyway,
you'll talk about that and more on this week's Justin in the Jungle.
Meow.
If Justin doesn't add that to his intro, what is he doing?
Dude, I've still been laughing when Justin did the show last week. And I said, what's your confidence level of the Bengals winning a Super Bowl? And you just laughed right in his face. You were like, when he came out so positive, and you're like, dude, they've never won one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just that, and it's no attack on Justin or mocking Justin in any way, but that is what I've been talking about with NFL fans in general. It's like the delusion. Like, you've never won one. Like, how is their confidence? Like to me, the confidence going forward that your team's going to win a Super Bowl, let's say in the next, like, because the question was like with Joe Burrow,
basically the next 5 years.
Yeah, next 5 years. Let's call it the next 10 years. Like, I don't think there's any team in the NFL right now, save for the Chiefs,
I know,
that you could say, I'm confident 8 or above are going to win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years, because it just doesn't happen. Like, you're more likely than not to not win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years, no matter who you are.
It's insane. I don't think people realize how hard it is. Again, go back to the Patriots thing. I think people just think that these like weird dynasties are just going to unfold.
Like, I'm a Giants fan. The Giants have won a Super Bowl in each of the last 4 decades. And my confidence level that the Giants will win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years has got a 5, a 4.
You got to watch the Barry Sanders documentary.
I do.
Maddie and I talked about it. It's pretty good. And it's just like,
I can just picture Matty Goldberg watching the Barry Sanders documentary in his basement, like a fake football in his hand, like doing fucking jukes, spinning through like a room full of dogs. That's not me making fun of you, Matty. I just know that that's you. That's your style.
He's not in the basement anymore. He's not at that house.
Oh, okay. He's not in the new basement. He lives above ground. No, by the way, his basement apartment was amazing. His basement apartment is like one of the all-time great apartments. His basement apartment had a lanai like I have out here in Hawaii, and a hot tub and a pool. Like, Maddie's basement apartment was the best apartment I've lived in LA.
100%. Yeah, no, he's at his other sister's. He's in the guest house.
You'll be very excited about this, Andy. This is, well, I guess it'll be one more episode, probably Sunday night from Hawaii or Monday. After the next episode, from now on, I have a whole new Dirty Sports lair. I'm calling it the lab. It's just a he shed, just a 1-room shed attached to my new house. That's now just outfitted entirely in sports memorabilia, Miller Lite, the Miller Lite neon sign. It's already set up to podcast. I'll send you a video of it later. It's just exclusively for Dirty Sports recordings.
Well, that'll motivate me because I got all the stuff ready to go as well. I just got to hang it.
I just reached out to Chris Wilde, who, when I moved out of my place in El Segundo and moved up to a very small place in Malibu, I was like, dude, I don't have room for this Miller Lite mini fridge. Will you take it off my hands? And he was like, you got it. And I was like, I hate doing this. I sent him a video. I was like, feels like that spot right there that is empty is the perfect spot for that Miller Lite mini fridge. He's like, it's yours, bro.
Well, you're asking for it back.
I'm asking for it back.
Oh, hold on. What was the move when you gave it to him? Was it a loaner?
I essentially said to him, I was like, listen, I don't have room for it. It's yours. And we kind of unspokenly was like, if you ever want it back. And I never thought I would like call for it back, because it's like, do I really need a mini fridge? But now that I have the lab, now that I have the he shed, if there's a perfect spot for it, I put a little couch in there. It'll act as a shelf. It'll be loaded with Miller Lights for the podcast. I was like, Chris, I was like, I feel bad even asking this. And he's like, come get it, bro. He's all yours. And in fact, he was like, not only that, I'm going to give you this. And he sent me a picture of a awesome framed old New York Knicks, like starting line, like a 70s Knicks starting lineup in a frame, like super dope drawing. He's like, this is just for letting me have it. And I was like, Chris Wilde, you are the best. Really is the best, that guy.
He was our first guest, I guess.
He was our first ever guest on the show.
I believe I saw that in the Dirty Sports Memory.
Wow. Because obviously we had a couple guest hosts.
Episode 8.
We had a couple guest hosts in those early days. There's Brant and Slater would fill in for me occasionally before we had the technology of like calling into shows.
Yeah.
But Chris Wilde, first guest. I love it. how it should be.
All right, week 13. The Seahawks, the Cowboys. Who is Geno Smith playing tonight? So this is kind of a must-win for the Seahawks. Not a must-win, but
Is it in
it's
Seattle?
in Dallas. Seahawks are 9-point underdogs.
Wow.
Big spread.
I'll go first.
Okay.
9. Listen, the Cowboys are doing their best paper tiger thing of all time. They're just absolutely shitting and pissing on bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really gotten Cowboys fans hype. It's really gotten like I think the national media hype. The national media include them in teams that can like win the Super Bowl regularly. I think that's ludicrous. Seattle isn't a bad team. Seattle's a okay team. I don't see 9 is too much. Unless Geno Smith's not playing, 9's too much.
I agree.
Do we know Geno Smith's status?
Well, I'm pulling up the injury report right now. He's playing.
He's playing. Yeah. I'm going. It's too much.
Yeah, I agree. They're good enough. I mean, they got the absolutely ass kicked Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
At home. I think they're going to have to come back stronger. Right? Like, is Carroll's team going to lay 2 eggs in a row?
It doesn't help that it's in Dallas.
No.
And I don't think that they win the game by any means. And I don't really even necessarily think it's close, but
Backdoor cover.
Is Dallas just going to beat every team by 4 touchdowns? To me, it seems like the Cowboys feel like a really good Big 12 team. Where they're like, oh, we score 56 when we play shitty teams. And then we play anybody good, and it's like, oh, well, it's a dogfight.
Yeah. All right, AFC South. Colts Titans in Nashville. Colts currently, I think, a playoff team. They are a 1-point favorite on the road.
Dude, this is so wild. The Vegas knows something about this Colts team that I don't know. Like last week, I was just like, they were like kind of like bigger favorites against the Bucks than I thought. And now all of a sudden, as the Titans have been dog shit, now
Titans
they're just
won last week.
Yeah, but they're just 1-point favorites. Where is it? It's in Tennessee?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I'm going to take Titans to win, straight up.
Wow, okay. I'll take the Colts. I'd love to go back on this podcast and see how many times the Colts have fucked me this year.
Is Alex from Kentucky still alive? He came in hot with like every call for 2 weeks in a row, and he just is gone.
No, I mean, you're asking the wrong guy.
I mean, what happened to him?
No idea.
Give us a call, dude. I want to hear your voice. I want to make sure you're still with us. 310-359-8365. I want to know what's going on with Alex from Kentucky.
I want to know what love is. And I want Alex from Kentucky to show me.
Chargers, Patriots, Bill Belichick versus his potential future team.
Where's the game?
It's in Foxborough. The Chargers are 5.5-point favorites. It's the Bailey Zappa era.
Patriots are so fucking bad.
They're so bad. I'm gonna play a call. We got a dirtball who really hates Justin Herbert.
Okay.
He's left multiple calls. I'm gonna play this one.
So we all watched it. Justin Herbert, another loss. TikTok quarterback, social media quarterback. Except he didn't have any big throws today, so there's no highlights from him. Just saying, defense did their job, 13 points, and Justin Herbert can only match it with 10 points. I think it's time to start having the talk. He might not be that good. Just saying. All right, peace. Condoms are for Jamie football, crying for a bowl game, and they'll be going to the Gasparilla Bowl. It's so fucking annoying. Bye.
Who's
All
crying
right.
for a bowl game?
James Madison, there was that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So he's left a bunch of calls saying like Justin Herbert's overhyped, he's overhyped, we overhype him, blah, blah, blah. He's talking about last week, they only scored 10 points against the Ravens. He didn't have a good game. The team offensively didn't have a good game.
I guess the thing when it comes to quarterbacks like that, first of all, there's been a Justin Herbert Tua thing since the draft. There's been like, people who doubted Justin Herbert coming out of Oregon, the Pac-12 hype, like all the things. I guess my thing is where we live in an era where people say QB wins are not a stat all the time. And yet simultaneously, no one looks past QB wins.
Well, yeah.
I just don't know how people who have any sort of reasonable understanding of football watch Justin Herbert play. What is the question mark? The question mark is what?
Well, look, that game is one game. We highlighted, I believe his teams have given up more points than any quarterback since he entered the league.
Right.
Or it's like top 3, whatever it is. So
but
overall,
but let's just go back to it. Like when you're a Justin Herbert truther, you're doing what? You're going, this is what, remember, listen, I was a Russell Wilson truther. And I was like, Russell Wilson holds the ball too long. The only time Russell Wilson is effective beyond the average NFL quarterback is when they're absolutely fucking pounding the run. They set up his play action, blah, blah, blah. When it's just let Russ cook, sit back there and be a passing quarterback, he's not great because I think he holds the ball too long. And when teams know Russell Wilson is throwing, they can get after him. Like that was my assessment of Russell. Why do you hate him? I don't. This is just my assessment. What assessing of Justin Herbert? Like, if this guy has multiple calls about so his team didn't score a bunch of points against the Ravens. QB wins. Call and tell me. I'm open to it. Call and tell me. Call and tell me something other than he just hasn't won a lot of games. You guys overhype him. You're like, what? What are you seeing? That's what I want to know. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? To me, Justin Herbert can make every throw. Justin Herbert's mobile. Justin Herbert, has he had the go down and win drives? First of all, he has. Now he might not be doing it at a level. The playoff game was bad, but also at the same time, they scored a lot of points in that playoff game. Oh, well, you didn't score any points in the second half. So now we're shitting on Justin Herbert for get his coach getting out coached at fucking halftime adjustments. I am open. I am not a guy who's closed off. I don't really have a fucking I don't give a shit about Justin Herbert at all. I didn't really, know what to think about him coming out of college because I don't watch college football. I didn't have a Tua Herbert hot take. Because my knowledge of college football is very limited. So I'm just basing on what I see in the NFL. Why am I overhyping him and you're underhyping him? Because he's not winning games? That is a tough way to go. It's a tough way to go.
I mean, look, coaching matters. It does. Now, some guys can elevate over it. What I call them like the one percenters, like, and I do think Joe Burrow is that guy because I think his coach is trash. So I think like he can like deal with that. But I don't know if Justin Herbert is. I don't think he.
But also, like, let's just play the game. If we're going to be judging a guy on wins, what do you think Justin Herbert's career record is right now with his same team, same offense, same everything, same production he's had? If the Chargers have given up the points per game that the Bengals have given up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, coaching does matter too. So if you had the Bengals last year were a top 5 points per game defense. How many wins did Justin Herbert have last year with the top 5 points per game defense?
Right. Now, listen, your argument against Justin Herbert right now can be he's had a bunch of times where he has the ball in his hands with a chance to win the game, and he just doesn't get it done. Okay. That can be your argument. The problem is with that argument is it doesn't fucking matter. Like, that is the next level of quarterback. First, you got to be good enough to like play starting quarterback. Then you got to be enough to like be an elite quarterback that can like take your team to the playoffs. Then you got to be able to, like, your ability to take the ball down, drive down to win the game. Like, it doesn't matter if you're just a 500 football team. Like, who gives a shit? Like, show me that in a playoff game. Show me that, whatever. Like, I just don't know you can judge guys on that when they're doing it in like sort of a meaningless standing situation. Like, we've heard, we've seen it before. Like, first of all, again, I'll say it again. Like, you guys are just doing what you did to Matt Stafford. You're just doing what you did to Matt Stafford. He's had an elite receiver. He has the best receiver in football. Guy can't win a playoff game. Guy can't even make the playoffs. He's on the fucking Detroit Lions. Why are we acting like the San Diego Chargers aren't the Detroit Lions? And I'm calling them San Diego Chargers for that reason. Like, what has the team done since it's been in California?
Well, it's a fair point. I think the Chargers, we always talk about, and you'll watch that on the Barry Sanders documentary, we talk about dumpster fire franchises. I don't know what the Chargers get this weird pass, but like you're historically owned by the same family, the Spanos family. The son gets it because daddy died. Like, they're a fucking dumpster fire, guys. They have fucking AI fans. They have robot fans.
And if we're digging in on Justin Herbert and like, I don't know, his ability to drive down, like, then who do we have? Who are the quarterbacks in the league right now that we have confidence in doing that? Is there 5 of them? Because guess what? Josh Allen's never won a game in overtime. They changed the rules in the playoffs because Josh Allen didn't get a chance to get the ball. He got the ball to start that game in Philly. You score a touchdown, you win.
That is an insane stat that they showed.
They lost. He didn't drive them down for the touchdown. He drove them down for the field goal. Philly got the ball back. Philly won. So we're not sure Josh Allen's that guy yet. Who's out there now? Just Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, I guess. Russ. That's where we're at. Those are your 3 quarterbacks you trust in the fucking moment. Do we have a Brock Purdy game-winning drive? Do we have a, who are those guys? It's not Dak. How many situations has Dak had? Like, you look around the league, who are your quarterbacks? If this is your question mark about Justin Herbert, then who are your quarterbacks? We don't have a fucking big Tua playoff game-winning drive. We don't have, where are the guys? I just want to know what you don't see.
Well, back to the game. We have 5.5. Sorry, 4.5. Yeah, no, sorry, 5.5.
Well, I was on New England, but now I've had to defend the Chargers so much. I'll take Justin Herbert to win and cover. Even though I think that spread's too big, west to east. And the Bailey Zappi factor. But I'm going to do it anyway. Let's go. I'll ride Justin Herbert.
I mean, can the Patriots score enough points? Come on here. Fuck it.
Bailey Zappi bump.
I'll go with the Patriots. All right, Lions, Saints. This one's in New Orleans. Saints are 4.5-point favorites. The Saints just keep burning me. They're the ones burning me. But again, even this game, I want to take them. I initially want to take them.
Tell me again. I'm sorry.
It's 4.5 in New Orleans.
And they're favorites?
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. Detroit's favorites.
Detroit's 4.5-point favorites in New Orleans. It's big.
I hate to do this. I'm going to take the Saints.
I'm going to take the Lions because I think that the Lions are the paper tiger Cowboys as well. I think that, they got beat Thanksgiving game, home, Packers. I think they bounced back against a team that just doesn't really have a identity at this point. Bunch of points. Lions win and cover.
Got some breaking news, by the way.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I guess it was 2 hours ago. So not too breaking. An arrest warrant has been issued in Dallas for Bills player Von Miller for allegedly assaulting a pregnant woman. Jesus.
Whoa.
On Wednesday, the police responded to a major disturbance call with a preliminary investigation showing that Miller and the woman got into a verbal argument and he allegedly assaulted her. Well, CTE is a wonderful thing.
CTE is a hell of a drug.
Anyway, back to making some picks. Falcons, Jets, which is the equivalent of assaulting a pregnant woman watching that.
Yeah.
Dear.
Can we talk about the Aaron Rodgers thing, Andy? Because it's been all over. What's your take on the Aaron Rodgers practicing? The Aaron Rodgers coming back, I
don't know why he'd come back.
I don't think he is coming back, which is kind of annoying, right? We just talked about the whole Jameis Winston playing shit up on the sideline. You are now, first of all, you've been saying, I'm doing something no one's ever done before with the Achilles. I will play again this year. Kind of knowing full well that your team is going to be out of it. Now, all of a sudden, the team is clearly going to be out of it, and you say it's coming down to our playoff chances. I just don't think there's any chance Aaron Rodgers plays this year. And that's kind of annoying because then, why are we doing this?
Yeah. I don't know why he would do that either if he's not going to play. Just play next year.
I mean, at this point, when we shit on a guy like Jameis Winston, you're acting on the sideline for attention. This isn't a whole lot different, right?
What, him being on the sideline?
Just Aaron Rodgers wanting attention.
Well, I mean, he's not rapping.
No, but he's going on Pat McAfee every week saying, I'm going to play, I'm going to play, I'm going to play, I'm going to play. You're not. And then it's going to come down to, we all know it. It's going to come down. I don't think he is.
I don't think he's either, but what if he does?
Well, first of all, if he does, why would he?
I agree.
Now we're playing just for what? Just to dunk on people who made fun of you for getting hurt? Why are we playing? Almost seems like more. It's of no benefit to your team. It's of no benefit to you. This is even more saying I'm going to play when you're not going to play seems very like attention-seeking behavior. Playing when it's not helping you or your team seems like even more attention-seeking behavior.
Well, I think they need to just lose the rest of their games, get a high pick, move on to next year. Therefore, I'm taking the Falcons. It's 2-point fit. What?
Yes.
You're right.
I'm with you.
It's a 2-point spread in MetLife. All right, Cardinals, Steelers. This one's in Pittsburgh. The Cardinals are 5.5-point underdogs. Steelers finally put together some offensive drives last week.
This is tough because the Steelers offense is, I know, is a new offensive coordinator, but like that seems like a little piece of cheese in a rat trap. Like, but then there's the west to east. There's the west to east Arizona Cardinals. There's the Steelers defense.
Their dealer
5.5. Vegas is really like, oh, it's aged Swiss. You should go get it. Dead.
Just take the Steelers.
I'm gonna take the Steelers.
So am I.
That's a rat trap fucking Vegas line though. Holy shit.
Steelers are gonna win by 4.
Oh yeah. Because Vegas doesn't make the lines based on what they think they're going to win by. They make the lines on just luring the perfect amount of people onto both sides.
So I got to bring up a question because you see a lot of disgruntled Steelers fans about Mike Tomlin. He hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. He's also never had a losing record. This is his 17th season. I just wonder, like, who else are you going to put in there?
Well, listen,
And then we did real quick. Then we did that players poll, and he was the predominantly highest rated coach from NFL players across the league. So it's like, what do you want?
NFL players across the league regularly beat pregnant women up. Like
True.
This is they love to do these players polls, and it's like, you guys. Every news that comes out about a player that's not on the field is an absolute debacle.
This is my tissue, by the way. A giant toilet paper.
So it's like, it's the same thing. Like when people online, you always see the Jordan LeBron argument, like, oh, every NBA player takes Jordan. Cool. Every NBA player, when they get a chance to be the head coach in the NBA, makes it a fucking embarrassment of themselves. With the exception of like 5 guys who have all, taken LeBron. Whatever. Not the point. My point is, I am not a Mike Tomlin stan by any means. Like, I'll say this. I still think Mike Tomlin is overrated. I think he's an overrated coach. That being said, I agree with your statement 100%, which is we are now in an era. There was a time when we were kids, dude. The guys who were NFL coaches for your favorite team had been there a long time. Like every team had a guy like, this guy's been here, this guy's been here, this guy's been here. I don't have a lot of confidence in NFL coaching at this point. I think the turnover is too fast. I think people are always like reaching for the next guy. I think, you have one good year as a coordinator under a great head coach, and all of a sudden you're the fucking next big thing. Like, some of those guys have worked out, but a lot of them haven't. I don't have a ton of confidence. There's not 5 coaches. Okay, that may be bigger than that, but there's not 9 coaches that I'll take in a coaching matchup on any given Sunday against Mike Tomlin. And so for that reason, I agree wholeheartedly with what you said. It's like, where are you going to get it? Like, who's this coach you're replacing him with?
Yeah. I know. It's just like, I get it. You haven't won a playoff game since 2016, but again, dude, I'd be more mad at the front office. You guys have been competitive with arguably not the best roster offensively for years. Right? Like, they had a nice little thing with Antonio Brown, who's a lunatic, Le'Veon Bell, who's a lunatic, Ben Roethlisberger, who's a fucking 2-time sexual assault rapist, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. And they're not going to cover the spread, even though we both have it. Okay. Speaking of a team that loves to cover against terrible teams, Dolphins Commanders. Everybody keeps asking me. I have not watched Hard Knocks in season at all. Everybody
Who
keeps
is
asking. It's Dolphins. I
Okay.
might watch it, though.
Okay.
My initial take from clips I've seen, Mike McDaniel tries way too hard to be so cool with the players.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel tries way too hard to be cool. You are the ultimate football nerd.
Yeah, you went to Yale, dude.
You're the ultimate football nerd. The football team in high school hated your guts. You guys, I've noticed about the team is you're not running enough 4 wide. Get the fuck out of the locker room, dog.
No, he played.
Sure.
I think he played. Did he play at Yale?
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
they're going to cover.
What's that?
I'm sure we both are taking the Miami Dolphins.
What do we have? Where's this? What's the spread? Where's the game?
It's 9.5. It's in Landover.
Yeah, I'll take them to cover. Ultimate paper tiger team.
Ultimate paper tiger team.
God, it would be fun if we could play out the whole, because they're in different conferences. It would be fun if they could play out the whole year. The teams that get to the Super Bowl, and then the Cowboys and Dolphins could play for the paper tiger, or just like a giant paper mache tiger. just have just 71-70.
All right. Broncos, winners of 5 straight, Joe, are now sitting at 6-5. Texans are 6-5. Ooh, this is a huge playoff implication game.
Yep.
Houston's 3.5-point favorites. It's in Houston.
Ooh, 3.5. I hate that hook.
That hook's tough.
I'm going to take Houston because I know you're taking Denver. You love your boy Russ. I'm taking the Texans.
Maybe. We'll see. I think they're obviously due for a loss if they've won 5 in a row.
But I could absolutely see this being a kick for the win.
Yeah, I'll trust that 0.5 point. So I'll take the Broncos.
I hate that 0.5 point. By the way, what a call last week. My Broncos Browns scoreagami call.
You're really hyping that up.
Well, so many dirt ball. I didn't even know about it. And then every dirt ball was like, dude, you called scoreagami in this game. Did you see the Sean Payton reaction to scoreagami?
No, what do you say?
They're like, what do you think about scoreagami? He's like, what's agami? They're like, scoreagami. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then they literally had to explain it to him. They're like, no game in NFL. Scoreagami is when a game never ends in a score that's never happened in NFL before. He's like, oh, really? And they're like, you have 2 this year. And he's like, 29. They were like, 29-12 has never happened. He's like, that's amazing. They were like, also 70-20's never happened. Yeah, I like 29-12 better.
It seems like he's starting to figure it out, though. Just saying.
I mean, the Sean Payton, the Sean Payton figure it out thing. It's like sort of historically through Sean Payton's head coaching tenure, he figures it out when he, Mr. Offense, has a defense that comes to play.
True. Well, definitely in the later Breeze years.
Yeah.
Started giving
the offensive genius of Sean Payton only wins games when his defense holds your team to under 15 points.
All right. Panthers, Bucks. Panthers, not sure who's coaching them at this point. Don't really care.
Don't care.
Tampa Bay's a 5-point favorite in Florida. Do I go with the Panthers, though? They get a little boost with the...
You literally just said, I don't care who's coaching them. And now you're like, do they get a little boost with their new coach?
No, they don't. I'm going to stick with the Bucks.
Let's fucking go. I talked him out of it. Let's go, Panthers. Let's fucking go.
You did talk me out of it. Damn. That's one I'm going to regret. Okay. Browns, Rams in SoFi. Rams are 3.5-point favorites.
Wow, Vegas is really. I mean, goddamn, Vegas is gonna have a lot of dead rats out there this weekend.
Could be a
Vegas
Joe
is like,
Flacco game.
Vegas is like, we've unwrapped this waxy little piece of cheese, a little baby bell. Put it right there for you. How's that look? We're just gonna hide it right here in SoFi. You want that piece of cheese? I mean, the Joe Flacco game doesn't make me want to bet the Browns more. This is my second time going against the half-point hook. I'll take the Rams.
Oh, no way. I'm taking the Browns.
You've got 2 hooks on me so far this week.
Although I think Myles Garrett might not be playing.
Huge factor.
He's probably busy punching a pregnant woman.
Yeah. He's just doing the Dave Chappelle. Ha-bah!
All right. Eagles-Niners. This is a fascinating spread. It really hasn't changed. Eagles are 3-point dogs at home.
Andy, I don't think anybody would ever accuse me of being an unbiased Eagles viewer. What is your take on the Philadelphia Eagles right now? Are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the NFC?
Look, I'm going to play a call. We got a call about it. They find ways to win, which is what matters. So here's the call, and I agree with it. I agree with some of it.
Dirty Sports, what's going on? It's your number one Texas Dirtball, KT, calling at you. So this one is for Praino and Ruther. So I'm a Philly sports fan over here. I just moved to Texas just for the hell of it, for the good weather and everything. But so I hear you guys talking about, mainly Praino here, talking about the Birds every week and saying they're good, but they're not legit Super Bowl contenders like, let's say, the Niners. I don't know if you've been watching every one of these games here, but this Eagles team, they just find a way to win every single week. And they might start off kind of shitty, but I feel like they deserve more respect. For teams like this that can find a way to win in games that they shouldn't, and they steal these dubs, victory after victory, like that's the sign of greatness right there. And if you're not hopping on yet, like I don't know what else to say. It's kind of getting ridiculous. However, this year's for Praino. Talking about Phillies fans being the worst sports fans in all of history. So I get it. There's some scum Philly fans here, Eagles fans specifically, but they're all from Delaware County. Like we can't just say all of Philly is scum just because of one county. I went to Penn State, this one subset, they're the biggest scums of all time. So they don't make up all of Philly fans. That's like saying Greene County in New York makes for all the fucking Giants fans being scums. That's all I got for you boys. Condoms are for, Praino never accepting that he's wrong. Peace, fam.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to leave the Eagles fandom thing has spoken for itself for a long time. I've already talked about my appreciation for Sixers fans because they're of a different class of people, different cultures of people than Eagles fans. Okay, I don't really know the breakdown of fucking Delco versus everybody else, but maybe fucking stop selling those guys tickets because every single Eagles fan that goes to the game is a piece of shit. So that's on you guys for only allowing one county of people to buy tickets to attend Eagles games. Now, to the rest of your call. Do you feel like maybe before making this call, you should have called the Vikings fan from last year who called us angrily and talked to us about the Vikings are 11-0 this year, 11-0 in one-score games. They just find a way to win. You shit on the Kirk Cousins, and yet he comes down in that Bills game, and he fucking beats the Bills in fucking Buffalo, and they find a way to win. No team in the history of the NFL has ever been 11-0 in one-score games. This team is different. They find a way to win. Did you feel like you should have had a phone call with those people before calling us? Because how the fuck did that work out for them?
So
Andy, do you remember the call we got after the Bills-Vikings game last year?
Well, I was going to say, the
Do you
Eagles are
remember
interesting.
the historic 11-0 find a way to win? This team is different Vikings team?
I'm not going to put them on the Vikings level just because they did just make the Super Bowl and they were this close to winning. I do see some flaws. Now, overall, I do still say the Niners are the best team in the NFC. Now, I'd put the Eagles next.
So why is this call for me? That's, I guess, the question.
The NFC is obviously a lot weaker. But like the Vegas line is interesting and it's holding up to that. It's saying
all fucking Caesars, bro.
The Niners are 3-point favorites traveling across the country, going into a hostile environment. And the truth is, I'm taking the Niners in this game because the turnovers. Jalen Hurts has had a lot of turnovers this year, which is I find interesting that he's leading the MVP right now. Odds.
Here's my thing with the Super Bowl contenders thing. You say the find a way to win team. Like, if you're gonna play a one-score game against every team, whether it's the fucking Buffalo Bills at home, the Commanders at home, where it is, doesn't matter who the team is, how good they are. Like, are they a fucking playoff caliber team? Are they a great team? Are they in your division? Are they not in your division? If every week you're going to play a fucking nail biter, how do you think that works when you have to play 3 consecutive playoff quality teams to get to the Super Bowl? You're not worried at all. If you're an Eagles fan, you're not worried at all that's when it bites you in the ass. That's when we like, you're walking a tightrope the whole year. Aren't you worried about falling in the playoffs? I am if I'm you guys.
Well, like
Vikings
I said,
fans will be like, this isn't the thing that you think it is.
Jalen Hurts has turned the ball over 14 times this year. 14. That's a lot. You're not my MVP. And I like Jalen Hurts for the record. I like him. I think he's a really good player. But I don't like you enough you turn the ball over 14 times.
I'm also taking the Niners. And listen, you can be upset with me all you want as a Philly sports fan who living in Texas. So you're already a question. You're a fucking. I mean, your life decisions questionable. Your questionable life decisions are just rampant at this point. For the good weather, this guy loves him some fucking wind. So listen. You can be pissed off at me all you want, but before you make another call, like, let's say the Eagles beat the Niners at home this week and you feel vindicated. First, call Caesars and complain about their line. Then call Andy Ruther, who thinks Jalen Hurts turned the ball over too much and blatantly and quickly took the Niners to cover this. Don't call me. Why is the call for me? Because I hate your fans? And then you made an excuse. They're all from the same. Stop selling Delaware County your fucking tickets then, because your goddamn stadium's a cesspool.
I do like the counting breakdown. That's pretty funny to me.
Delco.
All right. Chiefs Packers. That's our Sunday night game. It's in Green Bay. Chiefs are 6-point favorites.
Wow.
Big spread. I don't like it. Yeah, I think we're both going to take the Packers, right?
Well, yeah. I wanted to zag on that one and say I'll take the Chiefs. 6 seems like a lot with how the Packers are playing at home in Lambeau.
Time game. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. And your Monday night game, Bengals Jags. Jake Browning gets another shot. 8-point Jags faves. You want to hear another fun Zach Taylor stat for you?
Yeah.
His record against the division opponents. This is now his 5th year. He's 9-19. So my argument, and I'll say this on Justin's show tonight, my argument is, dude, if you can't beat the guys in your division, and they're not going anywhere, Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere, John Harbaugh's not going anywhere. They have a combined 2 losing seasons. John Harbaugh's in his 16th season. He's had 2 losing seasons. Tomlin's in his 17th season. Never had a losing season. My argument is, dude, you can't beat those guys. And you can't beat the Browns either. You're 9-19. In a way, you've lucked into those division winners because of just how everything played out and injuries and whatever. But I just think like that's a very telling stat. The most telling stat, in my opinion. You're not just getting beat in your division. You're getting your ass kicked. But with all that being said, 8's a big spread.
So you're taking your Bengals.
Well, I took them last week and they didn't cover. I'm still debating.
Well, I'm going to take the Jags. I don't believe in Jake Browning. I think the Jags feeling themselves right now. I'll take the Jags to win and cover.
I'll take the Jags too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a lot of different picks this week, but that's
no,
okay.
we did. We had more than you think. We did.
Okay.
We truly did.
we truly did, Joe. We truly did.
And, you know, my thoughts and prayers are going to be with Justin during that night because I'm sure it'll be a tough pill to swallow.
Honestly, Justin, can I make a suggestion for Justin in the Jungle? Justin, if you made it this far in the show, I think, Justin, you should be like, every episode, there should be an intro. And it's like, welcome. I haven't listened to the podcast. I'm sorry, Justin. I love you. I just have a lot, on my plate. I think every episode should have a welcome to Justin in the Jungle. And then the cat sound that comes after it should be based on how the team is doing. So if they're like 5-0, it's like, rawr! And then it's like, if they're right now and they're Jake Browning and they're under 500, it's like, meow. Justin in the Jungle. That'd be a fun thing. It'd be like a great way to tell you like Justin's state of mind before the show even starts. How big is the cat purr?
That's hilarious. Well, I'm sure Justin's been on the Reddit. I like going to different fans' Reddits. I love just seeing the fighting. Dude, Reddit is my favorite on NFL fans. In fact, I'm willing to say this. I think there's no more delusional / clueless social media than the Reddit base of NFL fans.
Yeah, agreed. Or of anything, really. Like when you're on Reddit and you're in some sub, like the fans of that are like crazy.
All right, guys, give us a ring. We can talk to you. I do want to hear.
Except for our Reddit, weirdly, they hate us.
I think. Nah, I don't give a shit.
I haven't been on in months.
Have you?
I haven't.
Have you?
I have not.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Since the day I said I wasn't on, I haven't seen a single Dirty Sports Reddit post. Keep me updated if there's anything really important I missed.
Maddie put a dick pic up on there.
Wow.
From the
was it Dick for a Meal?
No, the last one is actually a Maddie Love post.
Hell yeah.
Maddie's not on it. They're asking, where's Maddie? Is he on there? I think Maddie's just on Instagram and Threads.
I'm gonna listen to the Maddie episode at some probably on my flight back.
You should, because it'll bring back some memories too. And I was laughing again. Maddie's top 8 is an interesting one.
Well, shout out to Maddie for filling in. I really appreciate it, Maddie.
He does 30 milligrams of edibles every night before bed.
That's such a Maddie fucking move.
Dude, I was like, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
30's a lot. That'd be a lot for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, edibles hit me hard. Yeah. I mean, I've taken that much, but I won't take that much.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you did 30 milligrams today, you'd be fucking baked.
Yeah.
Like, I got to put up Christmas lights after this episode. If I took 30 milligrams and then tried to put up Christmas lights, I might end up putting them around my body and just, like, you know, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Like the cover to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, like that. Exactly. 310-359-8365. That's our hotline. Give us a ring.
Guys, come to the Dirty Sports 1000th episode and our comedy shows in New Orleans. Come if you're in the greater Los Angeles area to my show this coming Tuesday, a night of sports comedy at the Hollywood Improv Lab. Tickets available now on my bio and Instagram. Follow me on all social media at Joe Praino everywhere.
Word. All right, guys, that's our show. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. And as always, stay